Spring Affair, CCR, Cambridge Community Radio. Fitting things down just a bit, because we're privileged to have a cool in-studio guest today. I actually came across you via the Middle East, which is literally right down the corner, right here in the heart of cultural Cambridge, Central Square. And you were dancing with a bunch of other of your colleagues, belly dancing, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, so let's first introduce you effectively. I'm trying to make sure I get your name right, because I always want to say Alashiya, but it's...
Alashiya.
Alashiya. Yeah, you got like an I in there or an A in there somewhere.
Alashiya is actually a rediscovered, long-lost city that was written in some clay tablets to an Egyptian king. And no one knew where this tribute was coming from until a Harvard archaeologist in 2003 matched the clay from the tablet to some clay pottery on the island of Cyprus.
Wow. Wow. Oh, so you've got some historical background as well. Look at you. Thank you very much for joining CCTV.
Sure, thank you.
Cambridge Community Radio. And this is a thing we do called Spring Affair. So you're right in line because you actually participate with music and you do dance. So you're right what we love dance and music here. So tell us, my audience, how long have you been a performer?
Yeah, sure. Well, technically, when I was 3 years old, I started in a tutu and some ballet flats.
Okay.
And have danced pretty much all my life. But as far as belly dance, the story sort of goes, my mother had a love of baklava. Oh. And I grew up actually in Salt Lake City, Utah, or just suburbs of. And we had a few cultural fairs that would come through every year. The Greek Orthodox festival, which would always have baklava, and we'd go to that. And the other one was actually a belly dance festival that I enjoyed, my mother enjoyed, and so we used to go every year. Then as an adult, once I graduated from college, I'd taken a few classes here and there, but when I moved to New York, I found a studio and started doing it just for fun and exercise, and the next thing I knew, I started performing.
Now let's go forward to, I know, kind of like a really weird transition to your upcoming event.
Yes.
Egyptomania. I love the name of it. Egyptomania, a love affair with the East, 1890 to 1950.
Yes.
Now, when I first saw the title, I'm like, well, belly dance seems like it might have started before then, but you kind of like gave a little bit of a tease as to why those years are significant. Can you describe it again? What people can expect?
So I am co-director of Dance Theater Company. Yeah. I've choreographed one piece. Johara of Boston has choreographed some of the others. Okay. One of our dancers, Nepenthe, who also dances at the Middle East as well. She was dancing there for a number of years before she was part of the group at one point in time. Just did her own dancing and is actually now back with us. She did a Malaya piece, which is a very traditional piece as well, done with a veil. So we'll have a lot of it's definitely a vintage inspired event. Okay. So very traditional, but then sort of gussed up and made a little more contemporary, bringing our own sort of attitudes to these pieces. For anyone who wants to Google this at home, it's really called the Golden Age of Belly Dance. Okay. We start a little bit earlier than the Golden Age that usually starts around 1930s. Okay. We're trying to tell a story. Yeah. That's what our show is about, is really looking at this fascination that different cultures have, especially with globalization, happening, where, we look at Egypt. You can see Napoleon when he went there. I think there's a story of when his troops came through, they actually graffitied on the Sphinx. Oh, wow. You can still go to this day and see that there's, from 17...
Yeah, Napoleon was here.
70, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, Napoleon was here. So there's always been this fascination with the other, and then you sort of culturally appropriate that. That's a lot of what I've studied art. That's a lot of what artists do. And they kind of take that and they make that their own. That's you alluded to that. That's very much what we do. I have a ballet, a jazz background. Oh, okay. So I bring that into my dance. There are other dancers. There's another style of belly dance, American tribal. They bring in Indian and African influences into their dance. So we all bring some of our background to it. So we're really looking at how this happened. So we start back in 1890 with some original dancers that our American or Western dancers who are looking at the East, who are looking at what's coming out of that and appropriating that and sharing it with audiences.
Nice.
And then about halfway through our show, we'll flip it. And what I talked about, where now we have movies and we have silver screen, and globalization is just rapidly coming up. And so now Egypt's looking back at the West and saying, oh, look at what Hollywood is doing. And you have this transformation from, these very modest, full gown costumes, very folkloric, tribal, and suddenly you have belly dancers in sequins and glitter and their hair done, and lots
they want to
of
be
things.
seen and they want to be showcased as well.
Absolutely.
Are there any names of anybody famous that you could share that somebody could actually maybe look up?
Yeah, so there are 3 dancers that we are inspired by in our Egyptomania performance this coming up. Samia Gamal, I have choreographed a piece. There's a movie called Afrita Henan. You can find it on YouTube, the whole movie.
Oh, wow.
And I've taken from that, she plays a genie.
A genie.
That, of course, it's a love triangle.
Okay.
It's all in Arabic, but it doesn't matter. You can still watch it. You still get the themes coming across. So I've kind of inspired a choreography that would be Who Found the Genie Lamp Before Farid.
Oh.
So if you want to see Who Found the Genie Lamp Before Farid Atrash, come to our Egyptomania.
I like that.
I've talked about is sort of how technology helps us. We're able to look at a lot of these films actually on YouTube now.
Oh, yeah?
So a lot of our technique that we're going to be doing and what's informed some of my dance in more recent years is not only the studios where I've learned, but actually seeing, some famous belly dancers from the 1930s and 1940s and 1950s. This is going to be at the Cambridge YMCA Theater on October 11th, 8 p.m. You can buy tickets at the door or online at joharasnakedance.com. Sorry for the plug.
Not a problem. No. I was going to probably ask you that as well. This is a fundraiser, correct?
It is a fundraiser. It's for the Bantwana Initiative. They are an advocacy group.
Okay.
They work with local partners in sub-Saharan Africa to work on social issues, and they do fundraising as well. So,
and that's one of the reasons I was drawn to it. I was like, wow, this sounds like really something really good.
She does this event every year and has been doing it for 10 years. And last year we also sponsored another local organization that's out of Somerville that also works with women in Uganda. So, and the year before was Mighty Nepal, which was human trafficking in...
Yes. So it's October 11th.
October 11th.
What time again?
It's 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
It's at the Cambridge YMCA Theater. There will be live music, more drumming.
Okay.
We will also have a couple singers coming in and performing live vocal solos.
Wow.
As well as dancing. So you get the whole gamut.
This is going to be really great. 1890 to 1950. Wow. Well, I hope you continue to do some really great things over, not just in the Middle East, but with this particular upcoming show. Can't wait to check it out. It seems like it's for a really great cause. And
then many of our members will be back at the Middle East.
I was just about to say, ask you.
We're usually there about once a month. We kind of just find out which weekends were free, and Christine Scott Stolberg, she goes by the name of Amira, and Carla Unger. They organize the nights at Middle East. If you're interested in coming to the show, tickets you can buy online at Johara Snake Dance.
Spell it.
JOHARA, Johara Snake Dance, or you could find our we have a Facebook page. Yes, so you have it up.
Yes.
You can find our Facebook page. We're Snake Dance Theater. So that is joharasnakedance.com. And you can...
Very cool.
We just fixed our PayPal this morning, so you can add multiple tickets. So buy multiple tickets and bring lots of people.
I agree. I definitely think that.
But it'll be a great night. We'll have a lot of live music. We'll have some history lessons happening. We're here to support a really good cause with Bantwana Initiative, and we're so happy that they, spoke up and talked about their organization and that there was a connection there. So we want to help them as much as possible.
Thank you so much, Alashiya, for coming by and stopping by Spring Affair. I'll be there. I'll be there definitely on October 11th. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good day.
All right.